This video is about some of the vocabulary with transformations. So a transformation is any visual change to a graph. And below are listed types of transformations that we will learn in this class. So all four of these are types of transformations. So let's begin with translations. Translations are sliding left, right, up, or down. But the picture remains the same. So one way to think about this is to think about the graph y equals the absolute value of x. So remember this function, whatever you plug in, the y value is going to be that distance from 0. So like if I plug in the number -2, and I go over here to -2, -2 is 2 away from 0. So the y coordinate is going to be +2. And same with -1, it's 1 away from 0. So the y coordinate is +1. Whereas on the right side, when I plug in 1, 1 is 1 away from 0, so the y coordinate is also +1, and so on. So it makes this V shape. So what happens with translations is y equals, like say, x plus 2. That's actually going to move us left 2. So I'm going to make it. So it's actually going to move the graph there, left 2. Whereas y equals x minus 2 is going to make us move right 2. And then if the addition and subtraction is on the outside of the absolute value, this will make us move up 2. But otherwise this shape stays the same. And then lastly, absolute value of x minus 2 makes us move down 2. Like that. The reason that these inside ones are backwards is we can imagine what happens when we plug in -2. If I plug in -2 into this, I actually get 0. So that's why the vertex of the V shape is here. Just like the vertex of the original V shape is at 0, 0. So when I plug in 0, that makes it 0, so that's where the vertex is. And then over here, when I plug in 2, it gets 0, so that's why we actually move to the right. So think about right and left is whatever makes this inside turn into 0 is going to be the right or left move. Since this one is just x, there is no right or left move. And same with this one, there's just an x inside, so there is no right or left move. All right, let's talk about stretching, vertical compressions, and reflections. So that is going to, for each of these, especially when I look at absolute value, it is the A value in front. So that is the thing that makes us stretch, compress, or flip. Okay, so that A value. So if A is bigger than 1, we stretch. If A is negative, we reflect, which means flip. And if A is between 0 and 1, it is a compression. So you might have things that are like -1/2, in which case it would both reflect and compress, because 1/2 is between 0 and 1, and the negative would make it flip.